Welcome back to Killarney. The Six Reds World Championship final between Mark Williams and Mark Davis is evenly poised at 2 frames all. They're about to restart its first to 6 to become the first ever Six Reds World Champion. It's been a good week here in Killarney. Everyone seems to have enjoyed it. We've had a few shock results, not least Rhian Evans beating John Higgins. Mike Hallett has been giving his views.
It's a great concept. It's a faster game, of course, than the 15 Reds, and it just makes some great snooker. The conditions have been superb, and I'm sure the boys have been no complaints from the boys, absolutely none about the playing conditions. And I think this event is here to stay.
So that was Mike's views. You could see behind him there a few poker tables. They've had a couple of poker nights as well, and Barry Pinches was the winner on the first one. As you can see, we're back on the snooker table now, with Mark Williams breaking off in frame 5. 2 apiece with Mark Davis, 6 required to become champion. Yes, Rhian Evans, the Women's World Champion, beat John Higgins, the current Crucible World Champion, in the group phase, although John did come through, but he lost to Mark King in the quarter-finals. Been a lot of snooker play to get to this point, but we're at the point of no return now. This is the final. This is where it really matters.
Well, he's just looking to see if this red goes to the green pocket. Not quite. Well, chose to try and get the white back to the top cushion, knowing that you're bound to split them at that pace. Mark also trying to get the white to this top cushion behind the black. In off the red. Oh, bonus. And he's just about on the black, actually. This black will cut, but he's playing the snooker.
Mark Williams, 1.
Let's have a look at this one. Red went down the table. Well, it's always cruel to your opponent when you do that, especially when you lay the snooker. And Mark Davis is in trouble here. Just look where the reds are. This has just got to be hit and hope that he gets safe. Difficult to lay on one. Well, he's hit 2. Just to make sure.
Well, Williams was lucky. He didn't actually play the shot very well. He was looking to get the white back on the top cushion, but having not done that, he had the easy roll-up, and now he's on this red. But he's missed it.
Yes, he wasn't able to take advantage of that little bit of fortune.
One.
Well, there's one red on the cushion, which will give Williams some sort of hope.
6.
Having missed that red to the yellow pocket.
7.
Yeah, Mark being right-handed, though, it gets him behind that one. but it is tight to that cushion.
$40. 15. 22. 23.
Brown might be the best shot now. He's just gone too straight with the blue. If he could just been off straight there, he could have screwed him behind the red. But he couldn't nudge the red from the brown. Might just take the 5 points. Oh, he's going for game here. He can nudge this red off well. It's downward striking. Well, he's just clipped the red here, but he wanted a fullish contact to try and push it down the cushion.
Well, we did say that that red might be salvation for Williams.
Ooh, that's a bad mistake. He wanted to get the red tight to the cushion. He knows that that red will cut. That's very careless. And Mark's 26 behind. There's enough there. But he couldn't take it.
And the brown has gone in.
Foul.
So this red is frame ball now for Davis. Well, it's a let-off for him. He didn't play a good shot. Can he see the red?
Is it a free ball?
Brendan Moore's just coming round to have a look. Well, he hasn't called free ball, so must be able to see it.
Which means he must be able to pot it. Well, Mark Williams has had a couple of chances in this frame, couldn't take them. But it's the Englishman that's going to win it.
There's the red again. Yes, obviously in 6 reds you don't get that many chances, and if you squander them when they come along, it means your opponent is going to take advantage. And Mark Davis is about to go ahead in the match for the first time. Trailed 1-0 and 2-1. He's going to lead 3-2 very shortly.
8.
Got away with a couple in that frame. Rode his luck a tad, but even so, he's come through to take it.
$11.
Took a bookkeeping course a few years ago.
15.
For something to fall back on if his career went into decline. Well, he may have a cheque for €10,000 to compute later on today. That's the first prize here.
20.
Yes, he's looking good for it as well.
Nothing wrong with that one, was there? He's obviously growing in confidence with every ball he pots. Mark Davis is in front in the final for the first time. He trailed 1-0, he trailed 2-1. He now leads the former world champion Mark Williams by 3 frames to 2. We'll be back after the break here in Killarney, live with frame 6.
Frame 6. Mark Davis to break.
And Mark Davis to break, leading by 3 frames to 2. First to 6 takes this 6 reds World Snooker title. And it's been good stuff so far. A few mistakes here and there, but you're always going to get those. But it's been fast and furious, as billed at the top of the programme.
Yeah, we've not really had a scrappy frame, have we?
Well, those were the sort of balls he was knocking in earlier on in the final, and indeed in his semi-final, but just starting to miss a couple. And the red has come back round and he's on to the middle.
One. Six. Seven.
Davis has qualified for the Crucible in Sheffield 5 times. He's only won one match there in the traditional 15 red World Championship. But he's ahead here in the 6 red final, and he's looking very confident.
Yes, he played well in the semi-final. It's just a question of settling down early in this final. He seems to have done that, and he's taken the game to Mark Williams now.
Yes, some players, particularly lower down the rankings, get a little defensive in the big matches because they are big matches. They mean a lot to them, particularly the money and the ranking points. But you have to be attacking, really, in 6 red snooker, and he has been, and it's working.
Yes, and a cheque for €10,000, equivalent to, I don't know, the exchanges in pounds, but pretty much the same. And, that's a lot of money to a player down the list.
$14.
Yes, the financial rewards down the rankings are not particularly high. So far this season he's earned just over £17,000, about halfway through the season, so it's on course to earn about 35,000, which for a world number 47 in a major televised sport is not that much, really.
Well, if he was ranked that in tennis or golf, he'd be making millions of dollars. We
21.
hope that is about to change. We have a new regime on board. We have a new board. We have a new chairman in Barry Hearn. That was an excellent shot. He's left
22.
the white low here. He's got the perfect angle to dislodge these 2 reds, and this could be a frame-win opportunity in a minute. He's looking focused and he's looking very confident. He's lost the cue ball there a little. Well, he never hit that by a long way. Surprised he hit it that hard.
28.
Well, if he were to take red and black, he'd be 36 ahead with 35 on.
Yeah, I thought he might have just stunned into those, David. He played with a lot of backspin, didn't he? Why don't you just let a little power stun and just split them gently? But as you say, red and black would be enough. Well, it's a good pot. He caught the pink, and he's just about on the black. Don't bother with the red here, Mark. Just pop the black and leave Mark Williams in the snooker.
Yes, he's made things a little more difficult for him than he should have done, but anyway, this is frame ball to lead 4-2. Just.
Well, normally when they hit the near knuckle, they don't go in, but it was just the pace. We've said that how tight these pockets have been all week. For 1 minute there, I didn't think that was in. Just make sure with this one. Well played.
Yes, that was much cleaner.
37.
So it will be 4-2 now. And it's just 2 frames from victory.
44.
And although he did lose ideal position there, he at least potted them. He's remaining focused, not panicking.
46.
And at the moment, looks by far the stronger player.
Well, Mark Williams there,
49.
looking on in the background, and I'm sure that this wasn't in his script.
$53.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a total clearance.
58.
Highest break of the match so far. And a very good break it was too.
64.
71 from Mark Davis, and he's firmly in control now of this Six Reds World Championship final. He leads Mark Williams by 4 frames to 2. There's more to come from Kalani next.
Quick shot there. Rebecca O'Sullivan, actually, with her father Andy. She's an avid snooker fan. She's been here most of the week watching the snooker. And yes, they've been here watching the talent on display. And she said that she enjoys our commentary, mine and David's commentary from Your Sport. Thank you for that, Rebecca. And apparently her father's a bit of a mean snooker player as well. So they've seen some great snooker here this week.
Yes, it's nice that people watching on television have had a chance to see this, because there's been a lot spoken about Six Reds. I know traditionalists maybe are against it, but all sports, every sport, has experimented with different formats over the years, and some work, some don't, but you've got to try them out. And the players, I can tell you, speaking to them backstage, have all enjoyed it.
Do you think there's room for a little mini tour for Six Reds, David? We've got the mainstream stuff for the World Championship, the UK and the Masters. We don't need to tinker with those. But we could change the format a little bit.
Well, the point is the players want to play, and if people put tournaments on, they will play. It doesn't all have to be deadly serious, although this final's pretty deadly serious. But sports have to move on, they have to experiment. And snooker, I'm afraid, in recent times has been quite a long way behind other sports. So these things have to be tried. If they don't work, fine, but at least try them. And this has worked this week. Stephen Hendry, John Higgins, Mark Williams wouldn't have come over if they didn't think it was worthwhile.
Yes, I'm sure they'll be back next year as well. Oh, there was a possibility of a plant, but the priority was to get the white down the table, and he's played a good one. I think he's covered all the reds here. I'm not sure Mark can see anything. And the Welshman in a little bit of trouble. 4-2 behind. He wants to win this one. He won't want to go 5-2 behind, because he knows that Mark Davis is playing pretty solidly. But he's got to get out of this. Well, here we go. Well, that's quite amazing to find the gap in the first instance. To go all the way around the table. Well, I couldn't think of anything else.
Well, this was like a whirling dervish going around the table. Look at this. It's almost like it's been speeded up, and it would have been asking a lot to get out of that without leaving something on, and he has left something on.
That was Keystone Cop's speed, that, wasn't it?
That's like Pinball Wizard. White running around the table, but just look at the Christmas present he's given Mark Davis here. A week early.
1.
Heard a little beep there. That's the referee starting the time clock to time the break if it is a maximum, because there's a prize for the fastest maximum of 75, currently held by Michael White, 2 minutes 28, so that's the little beep you heard.
Eight. Nine.
Well, he put Williams in trouble, now he's looking to reap the rewards. The way he's played so far, you'd fancy him to do it. Cleared up in the last frame with that 71, chance to do the same here.
Yeah, it was a great, well, 60. Not a safety, it was a great snooker. And let's be honest, Mark
70.
Has been around a while as a professional, but he's not often been in this sort of situation under the camera lights and everything like that. You know, I'm not being disrespectful, but unfortunately for him, he does get to venues, but more often he does get beat in the qualifying section.
24.
But he's had a fantastic week here, and he could be very close to putting himself to, well, within one frame of
25.
victory. But he seems to be nicely relaxed here, concentrated on the job in hand.
Yes, the key is to try and keep it as simple as possible, not do anything daft. Ran out of prime position in the previous frame, but he did make the clearance.
$31.
So it's red and a reasonable sized colour needed. For 5-2, he would be 3 up with just 4 left to play.
Yes, good value for that 5-2 lead.
Well, there's a man named Davis who won the first ever 15 red world title. Joe Davis, of course, in 1927.
38.
I'm sure a lot of people were appalled when billiards players were appalled when snooker came along.
39.
But as I say, sports change over the years. This is a shorter format than we used to. But you can't argue with the way Mark Davis is playing. He's taken these very nicely again.
45. 47.
He's found his range now. And this is a long way back from Mark Williams, even with his pedigree.
50.
Well, 2 mistakes have cost him 2 frames. 71 in the last. This will be a 72 if he clears up again. Impressive 54. Stuff.
Just at the right time.
59.
Well, he had Williams in trouble. Williams had 65. That hit and hope. Mark Davis has made 65, following his 71 in the previous frame. So he's taken full control of the final now. He leads by 5 frames to 2. It's looking good, Mike.
He is. It was 2 excellent frames he's made there. He didn't bother with the black in the end. He could have finished with a 72, chose not to, but 2 very, very solid frames from Mark Davis. And Mark Williams, he has it all to do now. I say he has the pedigree to win this match, but he's got to have to find something here. And this is the shot that he played. Quite amazing to go through all of those balls initially, but then came back and left them all on, and that was it.
Yes, it was a crazy shot really, and just the hit and hope. Sometimes you'll get it safe, but it was, I think, always going to be unlikely the way the Reds were. So he's in trouble. He's got to win the last 4. So we're ready for frame 8. I wonder, will it be the last frame of this final?
Thank you, frame 8. Mark Davis to...
Well, you can see there that he's opened them up straight away. And he's got a good white. And it is a tough pot for Mark Williams here. He's under the cosh. Well played.
1.
Well, has the brown to the middle, if he so chooses, but no. In behind the green.
Mark Williams, 1.
Well, he's hoping Mark Davis will leave him some sort of chance from this snooker escape.
I don't think he'll be at the same pace, though. This might be a more gentler one.
Well, certainly if there was a prize for the hardest strength of shot this week, I think Mark Williams would have won it with that one in the last frame.
Could go around this red. Well, he's hit it well. It's not bad considering. I think Mark Williams was expecting an easier shot than this. Oh, he's gone for it. Is it there? Oh, what a great shot.
1.
And he showed a bit of bottle there, Mark Williams, dropping that in. He has plenty. Unlucky. He played by them. Could only play safe.
8.
In fact, to snooker.
Mark Williams, 8.
Well, Mark Davis a little bit restricted here as to which way he can go. Might come off left-hand top cushion. This might be played with pace. Well, he's hit one first time and he's covered it. He's covered it with the green. Lucky so-and-so.
Well, that's how to play the hit and hope.
Might have his name on the trophy. Still one on down here. Can he get through to this? Well played. He's had to swerve around the green. Excellent pot. Snooker.
Mark Williams.
Well, that good bread has given Mark Williams control of the table. Mark Davis, again, having to negotiate himself out of a snooker.
It's another one of these where the reds are all open. Been here before.
I think Mark Williams has just said, you must give me a better chance this time. We shall see. How close was that?
Miss. Mark Williams, 4. Free ball.
It's amazing. He goes through them and then back the other way he goes through them.
Well, that was quite incredible to miss both reds like that. Free ball. It's not straightforward though. Decided to have it put back.
Well, you could just hit the middle of that pocket, so it might be like this. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Well, player and referee happy. Ah, well, there you go. But he's left them on. That was a difficult position. Mark Williams needs to take full advantage here to claw one back.
1. 6.
Well, that's a poor miss. And if this red
Mark Williams,
goes
6.
to the centre past the pink, it could be very costly. Well, he's just gone off the boil a little bit, Mark Williams, probably since that little interval, actually, David. When that little 5-minute interval after the 4th frame, perhaps he wanted to stay out there. Well, obviously the red to the middle doesn't go. So Mark looking to get a good safety off this one. He could try and get in behind the black here. Send the red up the table. Not hard enough. Well, that's not good because the red goes to the yellow pocket. That was a great chance to put Mark Williams in trouble. And now he is in trouble.
Well, he's hoping, of course, there will be not just one more frame, but 3 more after this.
Well, the problem for Mark Davis here that he can't get to the red nearest the pocket. The green is in the way. That's if he comes off top and left-hand cushion. It looks pretty tight that way. Well, again, with pace, see what happens, I think. Well, he's going gentler. Oh, he went off the knuckle.
Foul, a miss. Mark Williams, 4.
Well, that was a strange shot. Obviously trying to just hit the knuckle and hit the right-hand side of the one near the pocket. But he's left them on for Mark Williams.
One.
You won't need that awkward
4.
blue on the side cushion either.
5.
So Williams looks like he's pulled one back already. A snooker needed here. Don't write him off. We've seen some tremendous fight backs from him over the years. In the Masters final 1998 he was 9-6 down to Stephen Hendry, ended up winning 10-9 on a re-spotted black.
Yes, and to get back level here won't take him
10.
any time at all. There's that underarm shot again, under the body.
Well, he took it a bit casual. He's 34 ahead with 25 on, but Mark Davis is not going to play on. So Mark Williams has extended the final by at least 1 more frame. It was a nervy frame, that one, but the Welshman has won it. And he's stopped the run of Davis. He won 4 frames in a row to lead 5-2. He now leads 5-3, so he still needs 1 more to become the first ever 6 Reds World Snooker Champion.
Frame 9. Mark Williams.
So it's 1 down, 3 to go from Mark Williams' point of view. He trails 5-3 in this race to 6 in the final of the 6 Reds World Championship. Mark Davis needing 1 more to get his hands on that trophy.
Well, they've been practicing all week to get the breaks right with the 6 Reds, and that's another good one there for Mark Williams. And of course then they'll have to revert back to the 15 red break-off shot. Might be a little bit of an edge sticking out on the right-hand side here, but Mark Davis has got to avoid the corner pocket. This has to be thin. Oh, well played. Oh, that's a great shot.
that could have gone wrong, and I think Mark Williams was expecting a little more out of that. Well, that was excellent cueing. Well, what a pot that is. I wasn't sure whether he'd take it on, but he committed himself, knowing that he was clattering into other reds. Great pot.
Yes, and that is an example of the sort of pot he was knocking in at the start of this final.
Now, does this pink pass the reds? Well, let's have a look at the blue now. Right, somebody just sneezed in the audience there just as he was getting down to the shop. Hang on. Oh.
Mark Williams, 1.
Strange that, David. You know, the first couple of frames he was looking very good, Mark Williams, and just, I don't know, not quite as strong now. It was very close to going in the second time. Oh, what a wonderful chance this is for Mark Davis.
1.
They're all in the open. He just has to keep his nerve here, keep control of that cue ball.
And he would be world champion at the 6 red game, and it's a proper world championship. There were players from 12 different countries, 130 of them. Well, that was a bad contact, I think.
Sounded heavy, didn't it? The black still went in.
His heart was in his mouth there, but the black went in, he's on the next red. You don't need things like that when you're closing in on a title. Well, he's having the white clean by Brendan Moore, the referee. Deep breaths, Mark, is what you need now. He'll have done this many times before in matches, but this is for a trophy.
Well, he's about, what, 10 pots away here
9.
from a good check and a good win against a twice world champion.
$60. 70.
There's no doubt from 2-1 down he's been the better player by far. He's had 2 good clearances already in the match, and this could be another one to win it.
Yes, I totally agree. It would be nice to see as well.
Yes, it would be a great moment for Mark Davis. It's not a whole lot of fun down at the qualifiers. Dog eat dog there, but here he is on television.
25.
A few pots away now from winning this title. And that check for €10,000.
Drinks could be on him later then.
Well, we'll certainly seek him out and ask him. Mark Williams started well, he played well in the semi-final. He's now a ball from defeat. This is frame and match ball, and it's gone in. So it looks like Mark Davis is going to be the first ever 6 Reds world champion.
Well done.
Yes, it was a week in which snooker had
39.
6 appeal, short form version of the game. It's gone down well with the players here. I'm sure we'll be seeing this
41.
again. And it's been a terrific performance by Mark Davis.
44.
Well, we've certainly enjoyed ourselves, and we've been thoroughly looked after here by all of the committee and everybody behind the scenes.
48.
Well, he's had breaks of 71, 65.
Oh.
Very nearly killed someone there with his last shot. The blue flying off the table. No damage done. And it is Mark Davis who wins the first ever 6 Reds World Championship title. He's beaten Mark Williams 6-3. Well, it would have been unfortunate if that blue had hit the trophy there. But anyway, no damage done, as I say. So we're going to have the interviews with Ken Doherty and also the Sales and Marketing Director of the sponsors, 888.com, Ed Nicholson, will be part of the presentation party. Great moment this for Mark Davis. He'll be going home with the trophy. And well played to him for what was a very good performance against a twice world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome our presentation party, Mr. Ed Nicholson, Head of Marketing and PR with 888sport.com. And the Ambassador for World Snooker, for World Six Red Championship Snooker, Ken Doherty.
Thank you. If I could just have a word with Mark. Mark, you must be disappointed, but you've had a good week.
Yeah, I've had a good week. I'm not disappointed at all, to be honest. I mean, you know, it was a good game. Anyone can win. Mark made a few cracking breaks from 2 each. Didn't really get a shot till 5-2, and you know, he deserved to win by far.
But you've had a good time. You enjoyed the Six Red Snooker. I think all the boys, they were all shouting in the bar actually, and anyway, they've all enjoyed themselves this week.
Yeah, we definitely have had a good week. I think every player's had a good week. You know, it's been a bit more relaxed than obviously the ranking tournaments, and everyone's, I think, enjoyed it. Well, I have anyway.
So you'll be back next year?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Williams. Well, Mark, you're Six Red World Champion. How does it feel?
Feels very good, actually. Yeah, I've played pretty well. We had a bit of run at the right time in certain matches, and because you know it can go either way. This game, it can change so quickly, and you know I made a few breaks tonight, and you know from, like I said, from 2-all, and a few buttons. You only need one chance really most of the time, and the frame's over. So, but I enjoyed it. It's been a good week.
Yeah, you really enjoyed yourself, and you've won a few quid as well for Christmas. Good timing.
That's right, yeah, very good timing. My little boy Jack and Millie be pleased with that, so buy them a little present now. But no, it's been great fun as well. I mean, well organised, great organisation of the tournament, and really enjoyed myself.
And how about Killarney?
Brilliant, lovely place, lovely. But they should have every tournament here and every tournament Six Reds from now on.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Six Red World Champion, Mark Davis. So we'll just present the check for the runner-up first, Mark Williams. And the winner, a check for 10,000, and the trophy of the Six Red World Champion, Mark Davis.
And he is the first ever winner of the Six Reds World Championship. But I suspect not the last. It's been a good week here. The players, as Mark Williams said, have enjoyed themselves. And I'm sure we'll be back next year. But the winner this year is this man, Mark Davis. All of which concludes our coverage here from Killarney. It's been a different sort of snooker, quicker than we're used to. And as I say, I'm sure we will be back next year.
After 4 days play and 130 players, it's the Englishman Mark Davis who comes out on top. He is the new World Six Red Champion. From all of us here, have a great Christmas. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next year. Good night.